Another player dismissed this week from the Texas football program as they head into Big 12 play this Saturday in Lawrence. All that, much more, coming up right here on College Crossfire.
What the hell's the rest of it?
Here's the rest of it.
Taylor's not even here to defend himself.
I'm so excited.
Welcome into another episode of College Crossfire. I'm your host, Jeff Barker. As always, guys, lots to discuss here tonight. But first, let's meet tonight's panel. To my right, we have champion from last week, Cooper Irwin. Cooper, what's up, man?
Not too much. Good to be back. Ready to defend my crown.
Awesome. Maybe you can break one of the two laws of College Crossfire that we got up in there. We got two newbies right here, first-timers on the show, Addison Stahl and Jack Turner. How's it going, guys?
It's going well. Ready to win.
All righty, cool.
I'm good. I'm good, Jeff. Hoping to get that beginner's luck and, be a first-timer.
Yeah, we got two guys going for the beginner's luck here, trying to break the law of College Crossfire that says you can't win your first time on the show. Cooper trying to break the other law that says you can't win back-to-back weeks. So one of the laws will be broken for the first time. But guys, let's get right into it. After a tough loss to UCLA 2 weeks ago in Arlington, Texas had an extra week off to get ready for their Big 12 opener this weekend. The Horns will travel to Lawrence, where they will take on the Kansas Jayhawks, the team they have beaten 11 straight times. Texas is a 14-point favorite in this game. So you wouldn't think this is a game that should really give them, much trouble here, but you never know. Remember 2 years ago when Case McCoy had to come in and save the day up in Lawrence? So guys, what are the keys to victory for Texas to beat Kansas this week? Cooper?
Basically they just really need to show up. Kansas, while they are the best basketball team in the Big 12 by far, they're also by far the worst football team in the conference. Last year they went 1-8 in the Big 12. 2 years ago, they didn't get a win. So Texas just really needs to show up, be focused, don't overlook them because we're 1-2. We have no reason to be overconfident right now. So we just need to show up. Texas, though, I'm hoping that with the bye week, the inexperienced offensive line can open up some holes for the running game. And then hopefully Tyrone Swoops can take some shots down the field, open up the playbook for him. And on defense, they need to focus on stopping the run. Kansas's one strong suit is the running game. They average 4.6 yards per rush. And Texas has the tendency to give up some runs. So I think they need to focus on stopping the running game.
All righty, stopping the running game and unleashing Tyrone Swoops?
Yes.
All righty, Addison?
I'm inclined to agree with Cooper on this one. My number one point, however, for Texas this week is that they got to tackle. Time and again, we saw BYU run through all of our tackles. Same thing with UCLA. We should have had a stop multiple times in that game, and it just didn't happen. They kept on letting players out of their grasp. As well, they've got to stop the run. Kansas averages 200 yards per game rushing, so that's the key to their offense. And also, we have to let Tyrone Swoops continue to build his confidence up. He's a good quarterback. He just needs to keep on building himself up.
It seems like he's doing that every week.
Exactly.
BYU game, didn't really get to do much. They didn't call a lot of big plays for him. And then UCLA called a couple more big plays. We saw him make some key plays at the end of the game there, not enough to win it. But it seems like he's progressing every week, so it should be interesting to see after the bye week how much more he has progressed. So.
Absolutely.
Jack?
These guys are saying, you get Swoops involved and stuff, but I think the key this week is to keep the game plan simple. Obviously making tackles, that's as simple as it gets. We want to make sure that it's simple. We're making tackles. We're running the ball. This offensive line is pretty bad. It's rough. But we could try to extend Swoops' his parameters. But I say this week, just keep him short passing game, keep it within 10 yards, and it's Kansas. We're going to beat them.
But why not unleash Swoops this week, like these guys are saying, so that he's ready when they're going to need to score a ton of points the next week against Baylor?
I think the Longhorns need a win, and I don't think we should risk that by having Swoops. I don't think the Longhorns should risk that, throwing it down the field and possibly having turnovers. All
right. I think I'm going to give everyone a point here to start out with.
Okay.
Earlier this week, offensive tackle Kennedy Estelle became the 9th player to be dismissed from the Texas football program since Charlie Strong took over. Estelle, who hasn't played since the season opener against North Texas, was on his last strike while serving an indefinite suspension until he violated yet another team rule and was eventually dismissed from the program. So, guys, it's common to see, a new coach come into a new program, try to clean house in an attempt to really, change the culture. But, I mean, having to dismiss 9 players, after a while it seems, you got to kind of think, is it excessive? So, do you guys think this ultra-tough disciplinarian attitude that Charlie Strong's bringing could eventually cost him, and he could maybe lose the locker room or lose the trust of the team? Addison?
I really don't think so, to be honest. I think as long as Charlie Strong stays consistent in his judgment, he'll be fine. However, if he starts bending his rules and bending his ideals for certain players, then I think it casts a big shadow on the people he's already dismissed.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like he's gonna start bending the rules for anyone here, but we'll see.
I mean, I think it's great that he's not bending. He's being strict. And whenever he first came out with all the first suspensions, I was like, this is good. He's being strict. But now he's kicked off 9 guys, and that means you're kicking off a lot of the guys' friends on the team. And the more friends he kicks off, the more he risks losing players. So that's the one thing I would be worried about for them for Strong, is that he loses players by kicking off their friends and their teammates.
Okay, so they start to lose trust in there when he kicks off a guy that they maybe thought should have stayed on the team.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Charlie Strong came in here to change the culture at Texas from more of a country club type attitude to a disciplinarian. So I think he's following through with that. And, I mean, this is a rebuilding year for Texas. He's kicking off the players that don't want to follow his rules. And his rules really aren't that tough if you look at it. Just respect for women, no drugs, don't lie. I mean, it's not like
it's really
it's
just be a good
it's
person.
that hard to follow these rules. So, I mean, I really don't think that he'll lose the team with this, and he's going to start bringing in his recruits that will want to follow these rules. So I don't think he'll lose the team.
All right. Well, Addison, you're the only one that mentioned consistency really there, not bending those rules for anyone. I think I'm going to give you the point on this one.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, going to end the round here. Texas's first 3 games, we've seen a little bit of everything, the good, the bad, and just the downright ugly. So let's do some speculating for a minute. We had some conversation about this a few weeks ago at the beginning of the season, but at that point, hadn't really seen a lot. Now we've gotten to see all 3 of their non-conference games this year. What is the ceiling at this point, do you guys think, for this Texas team? What do you expect to see from them in conference play?
I feel like the ceiling's about the same as last year. I feel like. I mean, the games have been about the same. BYU, the Longhorns got absolutely killed again. But as I've looked down the schedule, I feel like I've seen that none of the quarterbacks for any of the other teams are Taysom Hill. So there we have a chance because none of the other teams have him. I say it's about 7-5 for the Longhorns this year.
Okay, overall record to finish 7-5. All right.
Yes.
Cooper.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think they might make a bowl, like an Alamo Bowl type bowl, maybe 7 wins. But I mean, the Big 12 conference is tough this year. Baylor, Oklahoma. I could see Texas potential is into Kansas State, West Virginia, Oklahoma State. That could be 5 potential losses.
Yeah, tough road games against Oklahoma State and Kansas
tough.
State.
I mean, I think their ceiling is probably 7 wins. I don't even know if they get there with the rebuilding. With losing 9 players, you have the injuries to like Dominic Espinoza. You lose your starting quarterback in Ash. I think it's a rebuilding year.
Okay.
I see us going about 500.
500?
500.
Okay.
I'm inclined to agree with these guys. I think really 7 wins is about our peak. I think that we're going to beat Kansas and then lose to OU and Baylor, sadly. I see us going 5 for our last 6 games, though. I think we will win 5 of our final 6, and we're going to lose one of those road games to either Kansas State or Oklahoma State for sure.
Okay, so you think they'll struggle early on against Oklahoma and Baylor, but then finish strong?
Yes, absolutely. I think that once the new guys that are replacing the kicked-off players start to settle in, and once Swoop starts to gain his confidence, I think this team will finish strong.
Okay. All right, well, I think Jack's going to take the point on this one. I'd say 7-5. Pretty solid right now, considering 1 and 2 going into conference play here against Kansas this weekend. Time to take our first break of the night, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with much more here on College Crossfire. Back here on College Crossfire. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's get a quick score update before we continue. We got defending champion Cooper with 1, Addison and Jack, the rookies, tied atop the leaderboard here with 2. Hey guys, let's get into some more college football talk here. Take it national. There's no doubt that every college football program goes through its ups and downs throughout the years at some point. Right now, there's a few that come to mind that have taken a serious fall from grace. Our own Texas, Michigan, Florida, USC, Tennessee, just to name a few. All programs that have gone through coaching changes, NCAA sanctions, multiple losing seasons in one way or another. But which storied program is in the worst shape right now, and which is set to bounce back the quickest? Cooper.
I'm going to say Michigan is in the worst state right now. I mean, in the last 6 years, they've had 5 of the 6 have been bad to mediocre. They've had a 3-9 year. The only good year was 2011 when they went 11-2. The past 2 years, 7-6. And now this year, they've already lost to Utah, which that's unacceptable. And they got embarrassed 31-0 by Notre Dame. So I don't see much hope for them rising up anytime soon. I'm going to say the team that has the best chance, I'm going to go ahead and say Texas, just because I believe in Coach Strong. I believe in 2 or 3 years, once he gets his recruits in and his system in place, Texas will be back in the upper echelon of NCAA teams. I mean, we have all the recruiting, or Texas has all the recruiting tools. Just Texas high school football. Texas is in the perfect position in a few years with Charlie Strong.
Okay. Addison.
I'm definitely going to agree with Cooper on Michigan. I mean, the head coach is on the hot seat. You can't lose 31-0 against Notre Dame and then lose to Utah. I mean, this is an ugly program right now. I believe that their incoming recruiting class was ranked 31st in the nation, which is
Well, when you look at it, it still really isn't for a lack of talent, though, because in 2012, 2013, I think they had top 5 and top 10 classes. So, but yeah, I mean, not good that they have those classes and those guys aren't contributing, and then not bringing in good recruits again. But who do you got as the worst?
Michigan's
Or
definitely.
no, I mean, sorry, the quickest to bounce back.
Quickest to bounce back, I'm going to go USC. They're already ranked number 18 in the country, and they just got off of their NCAA sanctions, where they lost 30 scholarships over, I believe, either 4 or 3 years. They already brought in a top 10 recruiting class this year without those extra scholarships. So you're going to start seeing those scholarships pour back in, get some more recruits in, pump some more life into that organization. I think they're going to be a big team in the coming years.
Okay. Jack?
I will agree that Michigan's the lowest right now, but I feel like the team that will stay on the bottom the longest will be Florida, because they're not going to keep Muschamp for much longer. They're in the SEC, which is my main point. Like, you have to compete with the SEC. I think the Big Ten is mediocre right now. I mean, still a good conference, mediocre, and they don't have a quarterback on that roster. Driscoll is pretty bad. And they have to compete with FSU now for a lot of recruits to be up there. And to bounce back the fastest, I am going to go with Texas. They got strong now, so they have put in a new program, and now all Texas needs is a quarterback, which is that Swoops, is that Hurd, is that the 6'7" guy from New Mexico? Who knows? But I feel that the Longhorns do have a bright future in the next 3 years.
All right. Like we said about Florida, I think I'm going to give Cooper the point on this one. I actually think USC may have a little bit better chance to bounce back just because they have more talent. But no depth there because of the scholarship, probation that they were on.
Right.
But I'm gonna give Cooper the point on this one. Moving on to the NFL now. Week 3 in the books. There's been some pretty big surprises already. Only 3 undefeated teams to go along with 3 winless teams. Typically, we see a few more, after just 3 weeks of the season up there. But which of these teams, guys, has been the biggest surprise to you so far? And this could be for better or worse. Addison,
I was going to go New England with my most disappointing team, but instead I'm going to go Green Bay Packers. You look last week, this team forced 3 turnovers on Matthew Stafford. He did not throw a touchdown, and they still lost. Aaron Rodgers only had 1 touchdown. I mean, honestly, it's just an ugly situation out in Green Bay. You can't only put up 7 points against a decimated Lions secondary.
But you're not buying Aaron Rodgers, telling the fans to relax?
Not all the way. Not all the way right now. I think there are some serious problems with this running game. The fact that Aaron Rodgers couldn't take over against, like I said, the decimated secondary of the Lions.
Okay, Jack?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I'm going to go with a more optimistic thing. Is they surprised me the most because they don't have Carson Palmer, and they have longtime backup Drew Stanton in there, who has basically done nothing in his NFL career up to this point, and he's out there managing. He's not being a superstar, but he's out there managing.
Hey, he was making some plays out there.
He made throws, but they have a great receiving corps. That has more to do with their great receiving corps, and obviously their defense is going to be tops in the league. And to compete and to get a division win this week against San Fran, that's huge.
Yeah, I just think it could be tough. If San Francisco comes on hot, it's still 14 weeks left in the season. But I do like the Cardinals right now, especially when Palmer comes back. I mean, it's only looking up for them.
I'm going to agree with him and say the Packers, they've just been so disappointing. When Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, I thought that Green Bay had the potential to be a dynasty. They haven't made it back to the conference championship since then. And right now, it doesn't even look like they might miss the playoffs this year. They're 1-2. They could easily be 0-3. They could have lost in week 2. When you losing to the Seahawks, that's understandable. But when you lose to the Lions and only put up 7 points with Aaron Rodgers, that's unacceptable. And I fear for the Packers. They have a very tough schedule as well. The division's kind of tough with the Bears and Lions, so I could easily see them missing the playoffs.
I'm going to keep it positive. I'm going to give it to Jack on this one for the 3-0 Cardinals. I'm going to buy Rodgers, telling the fans to relax, maybe for 1 or 2 more weeks, and I'm going to hope so just in my heart because I got Eddie Lacy on my fantasy team. So I really need Eddie Lacy to turn it around. So I'm going to take Jack on this one, keeping it positive with the Cardinals. Less than a week away from playoff baseball, though. Most of these pennant races and wild card races haven't been as exciting as we're used to seeing. One of the closest races at the moment is for the AL wild card. The Royals and A's are in the lead, with the Mariners and Indians each trailing by a few games, still in the mix. Season ending Sunday, though, it's looking like Royals and A's should hold on. But who do you guys see making it out of the play-in game? Assuming these two teams do play each other. I think both you guys are you guys in agreement that it's going to be Royals A's in that play-in game?
Absolutely.
All right, so Jack, we'll start with you. Who you taking in that then?
There's a lot of baseball statistics. I mean, you could go on all day, but I'm going to go pretty simple here and say pitching for the A's. I'm going to go with pitching. Samardzija, you got Hamill, Gray, Lester. It goes 5 deep. Every single night you're playing the A's, you're going to be going up against somebody that is going to put a solid start out there. And I didn't agree with the Cespedes trade at the deadline, but it ended up not hurting them at all, and I feel like they're built for the playoffs too.
Okay. Cooper?
I'm going to go Royals just because the A's have been in a state of collapse for the past 2 months. They're not playing good baseball right now. They just got swept by the Rangers at home. That's terrible. The Rangers, terrible team. I know. That's just not good.
That's your squad, though, man.
It's my squad, but this year the A's should not be getting swept by the Rangers at home. Their offense has kind of gone downhill since the Cespedes trade. Not that it's just Cespedes, but all the players that were doing well have been on a downturn. And one game, I'm going to take big game James Shields for the Royals. The Royals offense, they're not a power offense, but they have the least strikeouts in baseball. They put the ball in play, 4th highest average in the majors. So I'm going to say they're going to get some hits and they're going to win.
Okay, I like the Royals too. Addison?
I'm definitely going to agree with Cooper on this one. I got to go with the Royals here. I mean, it's really concerning to see the way the A's are playing baseball right now. I mean, today they just lost to the LA Angels, and they had 3 errors in the game. They only put up runs in a single inning. I mean, they put up 4 runs in that inning, but other than that, it was a completely dry game from them. They just got swept by the Texas Rangers, and guess what? They're about to play the Rangers again to finish out their season.
Another sweep?
Another sweep?
So, potentially another sweep.
Another sweep to knock them out of that wild card game, maybe?
That would be some wild stuff, but I'm still going to pick the Royals regardless of who they play.
Yeah, I think just for one game, I'm going to take the Royals just because the A's have been playing right now. I think the A's, you mentioned the pitching stuff, definitely a lot deeper than the Royals, so maybe in a 5-game series, I'd take the A's, but I think I'm going to take the Royals on this one, give Cooper and Addison the point. Time to take our last break for the night. Coming up next, it's our rapid fire round. Stay with us. It's College Crossfire. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. Let's take one last look at the scoreboard before we get into rapid fire. Everybody's all tied up at 3, and as we know, Cooper, you know this. You've been on. It really doesn't matter until we get into rapid fire. Everything's worth 2, though. I mean, let's get into it, guys. And if you're a sports fan and you haven't seen this video that we're about to play right now, I think you might be living under a rock or something. But here's the clip from Eastview High School running back Apollos Hester talking to Time Warner Cable's. All right, here it is right here.
It's
Talking
an
Time Warner
awesome
Cable
feeling
Austin.
when you truly believe that you're going to be successful, regardless of the situation, regardless of the scoreboard. You're going to be successful because you put in all the time, all the effort, all the hard work, and you know that it's going to pay off.
Alrighty, guys. So your job here, for the sake of our show right now, Texas getting ready for Big 12 play. I need a 10-second speech getting these guys pumped up right now. Just something real quick to get the guys pumped up. Best speech gets 2 points. Anybody got anything? You had it. You had it.
I had it, and then lost the momentum. You know what? You boys got to go out there. You got to put your heart on the line. You got to do everything you can. You got to make every tackle, every play. Don't let these guys even think they have a chance against us.
I like that. I like that passion. Anybody else got a good one?
Guys, Taysom Hill's not out there. We might have a chance since he's not out there. Let's wrap up. Let's do like a pretty superb job, but good effort.
Pat Moore.
Guys, we got to put the T back in Texas. This is the Longhorns. Let's go. Big 12 play. We're going to get it. We're going to go undefeated. Let's go.
All right, those were all pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised here. I'm going to go with Addison, though. I think he had the most substance in his speech, the most passion, really felt that. Now, I kind of want to go out there. I think they have a spot for all of us out on the team.
They do.
Kansas this
Absolutely.
week. You know, I've had all these guys.
A couple of spots have opened
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
Maybe
hey,
a college Wes Welker.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, our second rapid fire this week comes to us courtesy of the captain of the U.S. men's national team, Clint Dempsey. Dempsey took to the streets and decided to play a little joke on some unsuspecting people that claimed to be big U.S. soccer fans. Take a look.
You are the captain?
Yes, sir. So it's nice to meet you.
Let me take photo.
Okay.
Please. Next time we'll take the cup.
Yes, next time.
Alrighty, good stuff there. You guys consider yourself pretty big U.S. soccer fans here?
I love the U.S. I
watched the World Cup.
World Cup, I'll watch it. That's about it.
I did.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna test your knowledge of U.S. soccer a little bit. See if you're a little bit better fan than the average guy on the street
right.
there. All right, take a look. And you guys got to tell me here. Whoever gets the most here, I'm gonna put up a picture of the U.S. soccer player right here. Easy one here. Whoever says it first.
Tim
Howard.
Tim
Oh.
All right, I think that was Cooper. Cooper's got one.
Brick wall.
Cooper's got one.
the easy
Next one.
Michael Bradley.
Got it. All right, we're tied here. And the last one.
I'm gonna see that guy.
It's the short guy.
It's the
It's the short guy.
The guy that was number 2.
He is not
Anybody?
Josie Altidore, but I know the name Josie Altidore.
Anybody got that? As of now, the
don't
points
know.
2 going to Cooper.
Beasley? Is it?
No,
it's not
Not
Beasley.
Beasley.
No. Close guess though. DeAndre Yedlin.
No.
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 Come on, he kind of had his.
Yedlin?
Yeah.
Yedlin?
Yedlin. Yeah, he kind of had his rise to the top there.
I got to do my homework on this
All
one.
right. Well, it's going to be 2 points to Cooper, 2 points to Jack. That means we're all tied. This one's going to decide it here. Now, to end the show tonight, only right that our last question be a tribute to the captain, the one and only Derek Jeter. Jeter will play in his last home game tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium before his career comes to an end Sunday afternoon against the Red Sox. Now, Jeter's received a number of farewell gifts from road teams throughout. He went to Dallas, went to Houston as well, but for the sake of this show here, let's assume that Jeter was making a trip out to Austin. What would Jeter's farewell gift be from ATX?
I would give him,
Best one gets the win here.
I would give him first a burger from Hop Dottie,
Okay, not bad.
first, and then front row spot at ACL. Let him really enjoy the concerts with the town and really get enveloped in Austin, Texas.
I like that. I think he might. I think he might need
That's a good one.
some protection around him in the front row at,
Well,
at ACL.
Get
But,
mobbed.
but I like that. Anybody else got anything?
Oh, jeez.
Let me think.
Bevo.
Let him ride Bevo. Give him a free tour of the tower.
Let him play quarterback. There we go.
Hey, I'm
We
kind
need a
of
quarterback. I mean, he'd probably want to be bad. He's got that,
I don't want to undermine Tyrone Swoops here. We got to win football games.
I would say maybe last year at some times when Case was struggling, I would ask the old captain number 2 to jump in.
Maybe
but-
one drive. One drive.
All right.
Honorary drive. I don't know. Give him a tour of the tower. Maybe some Torchy's tacos. Live music capital of the world. Something as simple as that.
Alrighty. I like all those there. I like the honorary drive, but I think I'm going to give Addison the 2 points in the win here. Breaking the law of college crossfire that you can never win your first time on. Buddy did it. Applause from our studio audience. He did it. You get 30 seconds of FaceTime now.
All right.
Whatever you want.
I got to talk about the New York Jets because this is my football team. Boys, what are we doing? 6 trips to the red zone. We only got 1 touchdown. Rex Ryan, what's going on, man? Why all these trick plays? What are we doing? Can we just win a game? I mean, I know we beat the Raiders. The Raiders don't count.
Whoa. I'm about to take this win away from you. Don't talk about the Raiders like that.
The Raiders are a fantastic team and they're a wonderful organization.
No, I'm just playing.
Unlike the New York Jets, we gotta pull something together here, guys. Come on. Gino, I believe in you.
Hey,
I really do.
What's the great thing about sports?
Wait, so are you putting Mike Vick in though, or?
No, I believe in Geno.
Believe
He's
in
our
Geno?
future. I don't want to go back in the past here.
Okay.
Let's break new ground.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we got a little bit of time here before we wrap the show up. You guys all have said that Texas is going to beat Kansas. Obviously, I agree. They're 14-point favorites. I'd put my money on that. But I would score prediction before we go.
Predictions. I'll go 35-6.
Okay. Wait. So how's that 6 coming? Is it
2 field goals.
2 field goals.
not a
Not getting
touchdown?
on us, no.
Not a pick 6 or a fumble return to the house or something like that? With
They're
a
gonna come out
blocked
strong.
PAT after that?
They're coming out strong.
Alrighty.
I believe.
Addison?
I think they're actually going to put up 10 on us. They're going to get a field goal, and they're going to get a touchdown because inevitably I think we're going to miss a tackle, and I hate to say that. But still, I think Texas pulls it out 28-10.
Okay.
I wish we had Case.
I feel like the Longhorns will be snoozing a little bit, but it'll be easy win, so I'd say 23-10.
23-10?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna be optimistic here. And I'm gonna say 31-0. I'm gonna say 31-0. I'm gonna say the defense comes out strong and crushes them. And I was right on my BYU prediction. I've been pretty solid on the predictions. I didn't say we were gonna lose 41-7, but
Yeah.
I did say we were gonna get crushed.
Okay, I respect
Alright,
that.
that's going to wrap it up tonight, guys. Addison, congratulations on your first win. Cooper, Jack, thank you for coming on. That's going to do it for tonight's show. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of College Crossfire. As always, catch us right here every Wednesday night at the same time. Remember, you can also follow us on Twitter at CollegeXFire. For the biggest news on the 40 acres, sports news, you can tune in to College Press Box Monday nights at 9:30 p.m. For everyone in Master Control, here in the studio, the panel, and myself, good night, and we'll see you next week.